the past 4 or 5 years, intermittently though, I've been listening to recordings from Jack Cornfield, famous mentor, Buddhist teacher from the U.S. One of the things that I never forget, out of the many words that I've learned from Jack, is his bit on forgiveness. And every time a young person, usually a younger person, comes to me about some bitterness in their hearts, and asking me about how can I forgive this person or that person for wronging me or being hurtful and all that, I usually recall those words. And it's not really you telling your heart or your mind or your soul that you have to move on, you have to forgive. No, it's not really going to help you at all, because when you do that, it's like you're slamming the whole moral code or whatever, divine code in his face, and you're not realizing that there is really pain therein. Much like what the existentialist philosophers would say, you have to recognize whatever it is that you're going through and move from there. I know it's a rather long intro and all that, but what Jack Cornfield said about forgiveness is forgiveness is letting go of a better past. I think that sums up greatly everything that you want to say about what forgiveness is all about. It tells you that why wouldn't you forgive? It's a thing that happened in the past. It's not in the now. You cannot change whatever happened in the past. You cannot change it to be better. Even if you somehow made this person, who left you, come back to you, it doesn't change the past. You were still hurt. And even if you are together again, you'll always remember that part of being hurt. And actually, you have not forgiven nor forgotten, right? But forgiveness is letting go of that past because you know that it cannot be changed anymore. But if you dwell on that past, you make the past not better, not other than it really is. You make the past worse than it is because you bring the past to the present. I think what a good example about that is, I think this was also an example of Jack Cornfield, or maybe another person, I forgot. There are two prisoners from World War II or something, and they survived the prison camps, and they lived normal lives after the war. And after years and years from the war, as veterans, they came back to the place, I think, to more or less exorcise the past or something. And some of the remaining veterans of those days came, and when this one soldier recognizes, hey, this guy is my prison mate, we were in a cell together, he approached the guy, and after all these hellos and tears and all these stories, the one prisoner said to the other guy, to the other prisoner, the former prisoner, remember when we were here, we used to dig the graves over there. And he recounts with pain all the things that he suffered. And he said, I never really moved on from that. I would dream about it every night, and sometimes years and years after, I would still remember the horrors of this place. He remembers the warden of the place, and saying that his only one of the most bitter things in his life is not being able to kill that warden who, was so cruel to all the prisoners. And the other, war veteran just looked at him very intently and said to the other guy, we have been prisoners of this place for a long time, 2-3 years, but I have moved on. It seems to me that you are still a prisoner of this place. You have to move on, because if you don't forgive the past, you carry the past with you. It's like the story of the Buddha, being unable to let go of his earthly possessions. The boat, the story of the boat, he carries the boat wherever he goes, even if he is already on the land, because he cannot let go of his possession. Other things, other people, other events, other experiences, they are with you for a time, and eventually after that time elapses, you would have to let go of those. And so goes the same with forgiveness. So goes the same with hurt and the feeling of bitterness. If you cannot forgive the past, you are actually not forgiving yourself. You are still imprisoning yourself from the past. It's hard to forgive others who have wronged us, sometimes for the silliest of things. Sometimes a comment was given to you that you're so fat, when in reality you are so fat. And because of that, you stop talking to a person, and that's it. A person who's been your, childhood playmate or childhood friend, and just because of one lousy comment that he or she may not have, meant greatly, in his heart or in her heart, you have already, accursed the friendship of the guy or the person. And so, all the things that happen to us have deeper meaning to our existence. We go on day after day after day, and we remember the things, the people, the events who made us who we are up to this day. Let us remember the good ones. Remember the bad ones only to be better, to be a better person. Don't dwell on the hurt of the past, because it will drag you down. Every day is a reawakening. Every day is a restart, a reboot of your life. Every time you close your eyes to sleep, you die to the world, and then you wake up. It's like everything that happened in the past is just like a dream. And here you go, here you are. It's another day, it's another reawakening. It's another reboot of your life. So let go of the past and forgive the past. A friend of mine died recently, about 2 or 3 days ago. And though I'm more or less expecting it, because I've already heard the news that he was brought to the hospital and he was, suffered a massive stroke or something, I was still, saddened by the fact that this guy is a good guy, a humble guy. He was a former dean of engineering in my former school, and we would spend a lot of time together talking about family and plans for the future. When we decided to leave our former school to work somewhere elsewhere, I can still remember how we talked about it and how we weighed things. We shared a lot of things in common. I think genuine and sincere love for students is like that also. He really wants his students to succeed in life. And after his death, a lot of students posted he messaged them his concern. He would text long texts to them, long messages, just encouraging them about life and in every activity that they have. And it just saddens me that life for certain individuals is quite short. This guy is only, I think, he's just about 42 or 43 years old, even younger than that, I guess. He's a lot younger than me. He was my younger brother, so to speak, in life. We are both Pisceans. We would always laugh about that. We would know each other, whether we were, whether one or the other was offended by a remark in a meeting, and we would know each other's feelings, even if we don't, say it. And every morning we would banter at each other. We would exchange jokes and simply plans about future, about family and all that. And as I said, it's really saddening, especially for him, since his son is only about 2 or 3 years old, and he left them with literally a lot of wonderful memories, and it's really very, very hard to forget because of his caring presence and all that. You wouldn't miss him in a room because of his energy, his calm but vibrant energy. And I think a lot of people will really miss him. But eventually life moves on, and we are left with nothing but just memories of the people whom we really deeply admire. For his family, I'm sure he would really be missed, and students also, because of the kind of fatherly love and concern and care that he has for them. For our part, and I think I said this in the eulogy, I think in reality he would be much happier wherever he is, because life as a struggle is finally, in a way, over. And I said, tears are really just for those who are left behind. So I felt the same when my father died, and I still feel the same remembering that moment when it was announced that my father just passed. I felt the same when they told us that my grandmother died. And there are many people that really touched your life with great impact. And it saddens you that in this journey you can no longer talk to them to get some energizer, some motivation, some encouragement, because they always do. They always give you that. But come to think of it, sooner or later, you'll also go to that, that particular occurrence. You will also die. You will also move from this place to whatever the hell is out there. I mean, you know what I mean. So I guess in the end, we are left just with the memories. We are left with just the idea and the thought that wherever our loved ones are, somehow they're content, they're peaceful, and as genuine Christians, and maybe most of the religions, we genuinely, sincerely hope that there is a great somewhere out there where our loved ones will eventually go, if that's even a thing. I mean, if it's a place or a virtual reality or a consciousness or whatever. And then, hope that one day we all join together again in one last laughter, in one last banter, wherein we will be immersed in the great sea of consciousness of whatever, where we will all be together for one clear day, one eternity, for that matter. And that is the hope of mankind, I think. We are mortal, but our hearts, our minds are immortal. That's the great dilemma. We long for eternity, but we know that our lives are as short as a candle on the wind.